Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Lydia here. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite consoles, which is the PS2. So I asked a little while ago what console you would like to see of my collection next, and pretty much everyone said the PlayStation 2. So I thought I would finally get around to showing you it, and it's a console that's very near and dear to my heart as well, and I think it is for a lot of people because it's such an amazing console. It was so good for its time. It's got so many amazing games on it, and the game library is just massive. So everyone really loves the PS2, right? So for me, the PS2 especially holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first retro consoles that I got for my collection, and it's kind of where my journey to buying retro games in the first place started. So I've had my PS2 for quite a while now. I didn't grow up with a PS2, so I had absolutely no nostalgia for it whatsoever. It was just going completely fresh. I think the only nostalgia I really had for the PS2 was when I was younger and I used to go to sort of ballparks. Sometimes they would have a PS2 console in the corner. I remember playing Simpsons Hit and Run, and I think Spyro as well, but that really was the extent of it. I really didn't play much on these consoles as a child. So going back to it as an adult and sort of comparing, and it just compares so well to modern consoles. A lot of the games look really good and they hold up really well, and the controllers are great. Just everything about the console is really great as well. So I thought I would show you guys what games are in my collection, tell you about my favourite games that are there and why, and also just show you a bit of gameplay. And so you may have noticed today that I have an accessory joining me. So if you hear my voice is extra crispy, you can thank this microphone, which was kindly sent to me by Fifine. And yeah, it's a really great microphone. It's a USB one, just plug and go into your computer. And yeah, it's really great sound. So definitely check out the link below, which I will leave to this particular model. So first off, I thought I'd start with showing you the actual console itself. So I have the original one, because I just really prefer the original one. The Slim and the Ultra Slim are fine. I think the Ultra Slim one especially feels a little bit too plasticky and flimsy for me, and I just really like the look of the original. I just think it looks great, and obviously you can stand it up as well. And yeah, I just prefer the black one just because it all looks very sort of uniform on my shelves. And also, top tip, if you didn't know this, you can turn around the little icon here, so if you are standing it up, you can always have it the right way up. So yeah, if you didn't know that, now you know. Next up, I've only got two controllers for it, so I've just got the usual black controller, and I've also got the silver one. I'm not a big fan of the silvery metallic looks on plastic controllers. I think they can look a bit cheap and cheerful, but I will try and get some more because I've noticed these have got a little bit of drift on them, so the Joy-Cons are a bit sticky. So I'm going to try and get some of the clear crystal ones in different colours if I can, so that's on my list to get next. So as far as what games I have on the PlayStation, I really just have a sort of big variety. I started picking up a lot of the more well-known titles, but I have also gone for a few more obscure ones. So I just thought I'd pick out a few that I really enjoy and that are my favourites, or that I haven't played yet and that I'm really excited to play. So total I've got about 40 games, so it is the bigger library that I have games-wise of older consoles. My PlayStation 4 is definitely still my largest console collection of games, but PS2 is probably the biggest retro one that I have at the moment. So let's have a look at what I've got. So these games I haven't played but I'm really looking forward to, and that's Time Splitters. So I've got 1 and 2. I've not played them yet, but I've heard so many good things about these games, and yeah, I'm just really excited to play them. But yeah, they look awesome. And then another one that I've not played yet is Zone of the Enders. This one is a Konami game. Yeah, it's a Konami game. I've heard really good things about this one as well. It looks really unique with the visuals and stuff. The graphics look really good, and apparently the gameplay is really solid as well. And the really great thing that I love about the PlayStation 2 is so many of the games are so cheap that you can just pick them up. Still for like a couple of pound each, and in really good condition as well. And this one in particular, if you've watched some of my pickup videos, you'll have seen this before. But it actually has, inside the manual, it's got a Metal Gear Solid 2 game disc demo. And yeah, it's just really cool. I didn't know it had this when I picked it up, and it's something that obviously never really happens anymore, and it's just really cool to get a game that has that era of demo discs in it, because yeah, you just don't get that anymore, and I think it's really, really cool. So another two of the games that I've picked up is The Sims, and I just think, obviously on the PC, The Sims is much, much better. I grew up playing The Sims. It was probably one of the first games that I ever really got into as a kid. I used to play Sims 2, especially on my laptop, because I didn't have consoles, so Sims 2 has a really special place in my heart. I do really enjoy the console version of it. The console versions are never quite as good as the PC versions, but I still think the one on the PS2 holds up pretty well as well. And the other one is The Herbs, which is a really unique Sims game. It's just really funky, and I love what they've done with it. It's got some really cool gameplay, I really like the style, and I just really enjoyed that era of Sims where they just sort of experimented with everything and just did crazy things. I think they've got a little bit lost in their ways now. You know, maybe they'll bring it back with Sims, you know, if they bring out Sims 5 or something, maybe they'll bring back a little bit of that sort of cartoonishness. I think it's got a little bit too realistic now, but yeah, for that reason, The Herbs is also in there. Now, this Destroy All Humans, such a great game. It's so crazy, so funny. I just love the fact that you go around abducting things and people and just causing general havoc. I think it's very much this era of games. The sort of PS2 game era was very ripe with these types of games that were just crazy and fun and just so much fun to play. Just a really cool game. I don't know how the PS4 remake matches up to this. I've heard it's not so great, so definitely pick it up on the PS2 if you have the chance. I actually have quite a lot of racing games that I really enjoy on the PS2. So one of them would be Burnout. I generally do enjoy a lot of the Burnout games anyway, but Burnout Revenge is just a lot of fun. I think what I like a lot about this one is that you can just smash into cars and it's just havoc and carnage, and I just really enjoy that. I just feel like I can sort of relax a bit more when I'm playing it, and I don't have to think too much, and that's something that I really appreciate about these types of games. I tend to not really enjoy serious car racing games, sort of ones that are more simulation, so I do enjoy these sort of more arcadey style racing games. How could I leave out Crazy Taxi? I'd actually really like to pick this up for the Dreamcast as well and sort of compare the two and see how they measure up to each other. I know a lot of games are better on the Dreamcast as well, but it's so much fun. I just, again, similar thing to Burnout Revenge, it's just a crazy game. You can just go around causing havoc. I really enjoy the gameplay. You have to pick up your clients and drive them to their destination. That's the main aim of the game, but you have to do it within a certain amount of time. You can just run into lots of different things, get points, and it's just so much fun. Again, just can let your mind wander and just forget about everything and just have a lot of fun with this game. So I thought I'd do all the racing games in one go. So next would be Need for Speed Most Wanted. Again, for a similar reason for The Sims, this has made it onto my top list. I played this forever and ever and ever on my laptop when I was younger. Again, didn't have it on the PS2, but I do really enjoy this kind of Need for Speed games. Just really, really fun. I love the customization of the cars. I really loved the free roam world that you could have as well. Just a really great game, and I think it holds up really well for this era of game as well. Next up is Bully. So in the UK it's not called Bully, it's called Canis Canem Edit, which apparently is Latin for something. Someone told me it was very clever. But anyway, Bully's made it onto the list because I finally picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but I am going to play it very soon. Just looks like an awesome game by Rockstar, and obviously that era of Rockstar was really, really strong with all the GTAs that were on the platform as well. List wouldn't be complete without a Virtua Fighter game. Now on the PS2 it's Virtua Fighter 4. I think it's the only one that made it onto the PS2. I can't remember, you can correct me on that, but yeah, I just adore the Virtua Fighter games. They hold up so well, graphic wise, gameplay wise, they're really smooth, and yeah, it's just really awesome, and it's an improvement on 3, but not so much so that it feels completely different. So yeah, definitely a good one for any fighter game fan. Some other games that I really enjoy are the Kingdom Hearts series. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Kingdom Hearts. I much prefer Final Fantasy, but I do love both of these games. And one of the things that I do love about these is that they've got these sort of shiny metallic covers. I think they're really beautiful. And yeah, I just really enjoy the story and the characters and the gameplay. They can get frustrating sometimes, but you know, I think everyone knows that about Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, they're great games and definitely a must for the PS2 collection, and you can still pick them up for very cheap. Now, another game that I used to play on my laptop when I was younger, but not on the PS2, was Star Wars Battlefront. I played so many hours of this. I was going through a bit of a Star Wars fangirl stage at the time, and yeah, I just absolutely adored these games. There's nothing more fun than going around and hearing that pew 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 as you shoot up all your enemies on either side, and also being in the world of Star Wars that you'd seen on screen was really exciting to me as a kid. So this game's got a lot of nostalgia for me, and they're obviously really great shooters as well. So yeah, definitely one to get for the collection. I still need to get Battlefront 2, but both of them are just as good, and yeah, absolutely adore this game. I thought I was done with sort of all the car ones, but I had forgotten about this. How could I not include Simpsons Hit and Run? Now everyone knows this is like one of the best games on the PS2 platform, right? It's just such a great game. I love the fact that you can also get out of the car, whereas you couldn't on some of the other games. And it's just so fun and wacky. And yeah, I kind of don't really know what else I can say about this game. It's just so much fun. Like, so many of the quests are a lot of fun. I love the story, and obviously, if you love The Simpsons, you love this game. And yeah, just the gameplay mechanics of it are so satisfying to play, and it definitely holds a lot of nostalgia for me as well, because like I said, I used to play this when I used to go to my local ballpark. So yeah, just so much fun. My PS2 collection would not be complete without talking about the Ratchet and Clank games. So I've got the first original 3, and I've also got Ratchet and Clank Gladiator, which I've not actually got around to playing yet. I know it's just doing the Gladiator arena fights basically. I am a huge fan of the Ratchet and Clank series, so obviously it needed to be in my collection. So yeah, there's that one. Oh, it's got a really chunky manual. I just really don't like how butch they made Ratchet look. It just doesn't look right. He looks way too serious. I mean, look at him. Just doesn't look right. But yeah, so that's that one. And then I've obviously got the original 3. I'm going to try and play them all through again at some point, because yeah, I just absolutely adore these games, and I think with having Rift Apart come out recently, hopefully I can get around to playing that soon. And yeah, just absolutely adore these games. It's great platforming. I love all the various weapons in it. The stories are really solid. It's got a great sense of humour, and yeah, it's just so fun, like visually and gameplay wise, and I think it's one of the best 3D platformers / shooters in my opinion. But you know, feel free to disagree, but for me, these are the best. Last but not least, I could not leave out my absolute favourite game ever, which is Yakuza. So basically, this is what started my love for the Yakuza games. This was the first ever Yakuza game that I'd bought. I'd recently seen Yakuza 6 being advertised as it recently come out, and then this popped up in the game store that I was working in. I think it only cost me about £4, and it's in really good condition as well with the manual. And I thought, oh, it sounds like a really cool premise, but I wasn't expecting to love it. So I got home and started playing it, and apart from the terrible English dubbing, which you can't turn off, it's English only, there's no Japanese subtitles. Apart from that, I absolutely fell in love with this game. I really enjoyed the combat. The world is really cool and atmospheric, even for a PS2 game. Though it's obviously not as good as sort of the modern Yakuza games, you still basically got the idea. And I just really loved the story. It was very gripping, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And then I realised that there was a remake of this one, and yeah, that's what started my obsession with Kiryu Kazuma and the Yakuza series of games. So yeah, obviously this had to be mentioned last. Now, I couldn't do a video about the PS2 without showing you some gameplay, so I'm going to turn on the CRT and show you a few of these games, and also a few of the other ones that I haven't mentioned that are in my collection. So let's go. So that really concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed having a look at my PS2 collection and just hearing me chat a little bit about my favourites and why. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments what you thought. What games are your favourite for the PS2? I'd love to hear them, and any games that you think are an absolute must for the PS2, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more of these. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see my videos as soon as they come out. Now you can also find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter and now Facebook. And you can also support me on Patreon if you would like to support this channel and help me grow more. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!